In a Violent Nature is one of those movies that got a ton of hype, and I'm like, is it really going to live up to the hype? So I'm here to tell you, it does in certain ways, but it doesn't in other ways. And this movie is very, not controversial, but it's divisive. You either love it, you think it's blah, and I'm like, these type of movies are my favorite because it starts a conversation. So we're going to talk about In a Violent Nature. So, In a Violent Nature has a really cool concept in that you follow the slasher villain. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. And it's like the best I can compare to is it's like an over the shoulder third person video game. That's how it feels for, I would say, about 75% of the movie. And you follow him, like walking through the woods and stalking people. And I'm like, that's super cool. But the thing is, it's cool for a little while, then it gets repetitive because a lot of it is just the slasher villain walking. And at some point, you're like, okay, can we do a little something more with the concept? And if you're going to do the concept, go balls to the wall, do the whole movie like that. Because there's a lot of moments in this that it cuts to a traditional filmmaking style, which it's fine. But when you, the whole marketing campaign was this concept, and when you do this new concept, I would like to see them go all out with it. Like, do a whole movie like this. Don't just do like 70% following the killer, then 30% trying to connect with these characters that you know nothing about because you're not following these characters, you're following the killer. And that's my, it's not a complaint, it's more of like a minor annoyance, is that commit to the concept. Fully go with it. Don't pussyfoot around, you know? But this does have very nice framing. It was filmed in Canada, and Canada is filled with forests, and the forest is very beautiful in this. It's very lush, it's very green. It adds some nice color to this, to the scenes, because this film is very drab and colorless outside of the forest. So, and of course, blood. Um, but for the most part, it looks really good. This has really good practical effects, which of course you need for a good slasher movie. You need the kills to look bloody and gory and violent and all the good stuff. And this does have nice moments with the killer. And that was my favorite aspect of this, is that with the downtime when like the killer's not murdering people, like what are they doing? And this has some nice little character moments in it for the for the killer named Johnny. So that was pretty nice. Um, and it's very fun. And that sounds weird, but I was consistently talking and laughing with my girlfriend throughout it because we were like, okay, let's piece together like the characters' backgrounds and their stories and like all the goofiness and all that stuff. So that was it actually leads to a fun time. But what I didn't like is I feel this way with Terrifier, but overly long kill scenes just don't do anything for me. They just don't do anything for me. At some point I'm just like, just kill the character and get this over with. Especially when I have no attachment to the character. Like with like Scream or Chucky, I get it because they can talk to the characters and it focuses on the characters themselves, not the killer. That I don't mind, like long drawn out, like I guess torture scenes per se, because there's a connection. But with this, there is no connection. It's just killer here. Now I'm gonna slowly murder this person because reasons, and then it's like we don't know anything about this character, so why would we care? And I think that might have been because of the hype, because they were like, "Oh, this is one of the craziest kills in a slasher movie," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's cool, but it goes on for like 45 seconds, and there's no need for it." And I don't. Maybe it's just because I've been watching horror movies since I was like 4 years old, and I'm 29 now, so I'm like desensitized to it. But it just doesn't do anything for me anymore. Like long gory kills are just, eh. that's cool. On to the next, I guess. And I've never seen a film destroy its own pacing as much as this. The last 10 minutes is terrible. It's just not good. It doesn't add anything to the story. It doesn't add anything to the character you're following. It just doesn't do anything. Like there's a nice little metaphor in there and it's cool, but like when you're following this killer the whole time and then it just cuts to a then it just cuts to a scene like it is. No spoilers, of course. It just kills all the hype you had previously, and it just nose dives off a cliff. So, in a violent nature, is it a good movie? Yes. Is it a great movie? No. But that's more so my personal gripes with certain types of horror movies, and this just happens to be one of those certain type of horror movies. Oh, and real quick, the killer design. The killer, in my opinion, looks kind of goofy. It's not scary. I found myself more like, oh, he's cute, than like, oh god, I'm gonna like shit my pants if I seen this dude. So I don't know if that was intentional for him to look goofy and funny while being like scary. I don't know, but it didn't work for me. The design isn't good. But overall, like I said, I think it's a fun movie. I like it quite a lot. I just didn't love it a lot. So, in a violent nature, is it worth a watch? I say absolutely, especially if you're with friends, because you would have a ball with this movie. So, feel free to check it out. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. Keep being good people.